too. So.
Oh, it is. Jeez, this is a big one.
Welcome to the TuracoCreativeCast. This is Frank, aka Captain Goggles. I am back from vacation. We are running a little late, and I couldn't make it on tonight, but Dale is here. So,
I'm
what you
here.
been up to, Dale?
Work, unfortunately. You've been on vacation, and apparently you're still on vacation time.
Yes, we are
Sleeping
running late.
show up when you want to, all that good stuff.
I was like, oh
Us
yeah, we have a
hardworking
new time.
stiffs out here don't get these vacation times.
It's
We have to keep
vacation.
plugging away, slaving over the drawing board.
Yeah, I'm on my computer now. I'm actually making some zine pages, which I have a couple here.
Oh,
I can show that I printed these out.
there we go. Wait a second. There's Anki, and there's Captain Goggles.
Yep. And on the back, I got Mask Woman.
Oh, are these like half pages, basically?
Yeah, these are half
Oh,
pages. These are actually the size of the manga.
okay. Yeah,
So,
I guess it does work out. You know how you were talking about how the manga 9 volt is slightly larger? Like
mhm.
I got some other books that were manga sized and like they're all over the place. I don't know if it's not standardized or what exactly.
Are they American manga or?
One's an American manga, one isn't.
Because I got some mangas here. I got Full Metal manga. Hold on. Let me put this over here. I wasn't planning on getting these out. So, alright, so I got One Punch Man Volume 3. And so this one is slightly larger.
You know, I wonder if
And I
it's
got,
that size because I noticed something I realized when I was actually thinking about doing something zine sized like a year or two ago. And the nice thing about doing things zine sized is it's basically the same aspect ratios as if you're doing like an 11 by 17 full size comic book page, you know, with the trim, it's like 10 inches by 15 inches.
mhm.
And so it's a 10 by 15 is like 1 to 1.5 ratio, and that's the same ratio that you get with a half of an 8.5 by 11.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm using the exact zine size, but I'm doing a half page. So this
Oh,
is
is half page a little bigger than a zine?
I'm I'm assuming it's whatever you want to do because
Yeah.
I've seen some that's mini comic size, and they uh, and if it's just I guess it's what you're putting in it. So if it's like a newsletter or a little book or something, then you can call it a zine.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing with these, and these are the illustrations that I was doing for Inktober. I think I did 10 days. I just called it Turacotober. So I'm using these as uh, character illustrations and just adding bios. So I'm just calling these Captain Goggles and MASKUP and Zine. But I'm having I haven't had a chance to test it today, but I am having some issues with the bleed through. So you can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
back page. So what I'm and I'm gonna test some paper that I got. I just haven't had a chance to do it today. That hopefully it might be a wider uh, paper, so it won't bleed as much. But I'm gonna test that. But if not, if I'm still getting this bleed through, what I'm thinking, because what I want to do with the cover for this was have it like a file folder. So it's like, oh, you're reading like bios on these people.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking if I just print these individually and
Oh, it
put
would
those in
still work, right?
and put this in the file folder, so it'll still have that file folder aesthetic. So it'll be like you're getting files So,
That'd be cool.
and I printed this a little smaller by accident. So,
Oh, is that one a little smaller?
yeah. Yeah, because I printed this one straight as the image, and this one from the Medibank file. So, I guess it
There
makes a
you go.
difference.
I like the zine size. It's not too big and not too small in my opinion. Like, do you
Yeah.
remember like the old Archie digests, and they used to have like different digests?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So this
those.
is
I think
zine.
yeah, there's zine. I like that. Those smaller digest size, I think they work for Archie because the art is pretty. It's not excessively detailed, and
Yeah,
it feels like the
it's not graphic novel action.
right. But I remember getting like some GI Joe digests. I found them in the grocery store when I was a kid, and those like the details just did not come through at that small of a size.
Hmm.
So there is limits to the size. But speaking of manga, I have a Lone Wolf and Cub manga that reads
Okay.
left to right, and it's really tiny. It's like I think it's slightly smaller than digest size.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's
So
too small
so
for
is
me.
manga just digest size?
It's a little bigger, I think. Well, I don't know. It's bigger than an Archie digest.
Yeah, because Archie is pretty small.
Yeah.
The digests. They still have them at the grocery store.
Yeah,
You
I
see them
still
there.
see the Archies every once in a while. You used to be able to get. I had when I was a little kid. I had Woody Woodpecker digests. I had Dennis the Menace digests. I had Uncle Scrooge and Disney digests, and like I
Hmm.
found some GI Joe digests. So they used to do a lot more digest size stuff. And I kind of miss it, but it's all went away with the decline of
Yeah.
Western civilization.
I remember that you used to get what was that? It was like a Disney magazine, but it was like
Oh yeah, they had like was it Disney Adventures or Disney Afternoon or something like that?
something like that. But it was like a digest magazine. It was like
Yeah,
DA, and you will get it there next to the Archie digest, next to I think like the soap opera ones and like horoscopes.
yeah. Those were because it was like about 50% comics and like 50% like other like magazine stuff.
Yeah.
What the weird thing is they just up and canceled that. And I remember Chuck Dixon talked about it once. I think it's on one of his YouTube videos, and it was very popular. And they
Hmm.
were selling a lot of them, but Disney just decided it wasn't worth their time. And so even though it was selling 1 million copies a month, they just canceled it, which is crazy.
Yeah, I remember it was just gone, and I used to see it. I used to read some of them. So I used to get some of them. They were interesting. I think there was a Ninja Turtle one, or I might be thinking about now, but I remember reading when Ninja Turtles 3 came out, and it was like something in that size. So I bought that and was reading it at school. So yeah.
Yeah,
They had
yeah,
some fun magazines and comics, and then they just stopped.
yeah. It was good, but I don't know. Disney's kind of a weird company. They're one of the companies that like, oh, this is popular. It's making us money, but it's not making us enough money for us to continue to go in that direction. So they will just get brutal. I remember it's still their attitude too, because remember they had that game for video game consoles a few years ago, Disney Infinity.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it had the little figurines you could buy,
yeah,
and then you
yeah,
put them on the stand, and it would import that character into the game. They made like 3 versions of that, and it was popular. It was popular. It was profitable, but they just closed down that entire division. They're like, oh, we're not going to do video games anymore, and they just shut it all down. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Like I never had those games, and I was thinking, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna buy some of the figurines because I like the figurines, and I went to the
Yeah, the
store,
figurines
like,
were good.
and they're like gone or they're out of stock or they had lame ones. Like, wow, I just wanted like one or two of them.
Yeah, yeah. The popular ones were hard to find. Somebody got me that for Christmas. Like, geez, that must have been like 6 years ago or so. The game was okay, but the half of it was the collectability of it, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah, they just wiped it out.
Disney.
Disney.
Did you hear? They're doing the Indiana Jones movie, which got pushed back a year.
A whole year? How old is Harrison Ford going to be by the time they
He's
come out
he,
with?
he's pushing 80. Yeah, I think he's like 78, 79.
That's I don't know. I mean, he's in good shape for his age, but at a certain point, do you want to see an 80-year-old man running around the
Well, I mean
adventures? I don't
they
know.
got him for what was the Star Wars film, the first one, the
Yeah, yeah, Force
when it came
Awakens.
back, Force Awakens,
And then they
which he looked miserable in.
yeah, I think they paid him a lot of money and then they like killed him off like in a horrible
Hmm.
way, but I don't know. I've washed my hands of Star Wars for the most part. I like The Mandalorian, but I don't even know if they're ever going to make any more seasons of that or not. So,
I don't know. I thought it ended, but I'm not sure. I have never seen it.
oh, it's pretty good. It's much
Because
better than the three new movies.
then doesn't Baby Grogu get sent off to like Star Wars Academy or something?
Yeah, yeah. I don't spoilers if you have not seen it. I'll spoil it for you,
I
Frank.
had.
Okay. Well, you want me to spoil it or should I keep it a secret?
You can say I'm not gonna watch it anytime soon.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to watch it while I was on vacation, but I was watching other stuff. I was such a free guy. So it's
Oh,
not.
really? Was that any good?
Yeah, it was fun. Like I liked it.
Oh,
It was
cool.
goofy. It was fun. It was kind of like if Fortnite became real, or like if one of the characters like started, came out. It was because I liked it. I thought it was fun. Like I watched it with the kids,
Oh, sure.
so they had fun. But yeah, but I
So,
heard like yeah. Well, go ahead and tell me about.
okay. Okay. So, Mandalorian into season 2. Luke Skywalker shows up and rescues them all
Right,
because there's a bunch of robots going to like bust through the door and kill them all, and he just like shows up and wipes them all out, and it's him and R2D2, and then they show up and like Baby Yoda had contacted them with through some special force communication stone that they had to go to a planet to use, and so he sent out the signal, and then Luke comes and picks him up, and he doesn't want to leave the Mandalorian, but he tells him it's okay, and then Baby Yoda leaves, and I don't know, and then that's kind of the end of it, I guess. I mean, they're coming out, I think, first of next year. They're coming out with Boba Fett
Yeah, I've
series,
heard of that.
which may be good. I don't know, but
What I was hearing about Baby Yoda that he goes to where I guess they're gonna train them, but it's because I didn't know it was a prequel. Like I didn't know it was before
yeah, it's
New Hope.
basically 10 years after Return of the Jedi.
So Baby Yoda might get killed then if he's going where other
Yeah,
Jedi went.
yeah, he might. Yeah, he might get killed by oh, what's his name? What do they call him? Uh,
Who
the
did
bad
this?
guy from the movies. I can't remember what
Darth
he's.
Vader.
Kylo Ren.
Okay,
Kylo Ren
right.
apparently kills them all. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. They might just wipe those movies out and say they're not part of continuity. I hope they do because they're.
or just say he escaped.
Yeah, they might do that too. I don't
like
know. Like I said, I've kind
when
of moved on from Star Wars.
it was when the prequels came out, and you have all these new characters. Like, okay, well, they're all gonna die eventually because they're not in A New Hope. And then
Yeah.
they didn't even kill Jar Jar.
No, Jar Jar's apparently still alive out there somewhere,
So, like,
which is
okay.
weird. But I think they like to keep the non-human characters alive because it's like even if the actors get old, you can still play Jar Jar Binks, or you can still
Yeah.
play, Chewbacca or C-3PO or R2-D2. So I think that's what they do.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, so did you get your manga book? Did we talk about it last
Oh
time?
yeah, I did. I got my manga and I read it. It's in my bedroom, but I read it.
Was it terrible?
It was terrible. No, it wasn't bad. I mean, I found a typo in my story, which I'm really irritated that it somehow made it in.
Blame the editor in chief, or was it? What do they call it now? The person in charge of everything
Of of
of
9 volt
comic.
or
Yeah.
of editor in
Well,
chief, I guess. I don't know.
uh,
But I don't know. I mean, I it was up to me to proofread it and I just missed it. So
yeah.
I don't know. Spending some time away from my story and going back and read it. Some of my dialogue's a little clunky. It's like I probably should have made the story like a couple pages longer just so things would flow better.
Okay.
But
How many pages is it?
what was mine? It was like 11 or 12 or something like that. You'd have to count it.
I think 12.
12 pages. Yeah. It probably should have been more like 14.
Bombas.
Bombus. Yeah, so
Let's critique it.
yeah, you can page by page point out the bad angles or the inconsistent character rendering, flawed line thickness.
So I like I think it's Man of Atoms.
Yeah, his had a
I,
nice twist at the end. His might have been my overall favorite. Yeah, like the big robots. Yeah. And then it's like the reveal at the end. I thought that was pretty clever. It's probably my favorite story of his that he's done so far out of all the anthologies, really.
yeah.
I liked it quite a bit. And the horror is out now too. But I ordered that, but like I've said before, for some reason it takes forever for Lulu to ship their things to me. So it's been shipped, but yeah, 9 volt holiday special number 2, Mausoleum of Horror.
Who did? I heard the cover. That's a monster in one of the stories. Who did that story? Or you don't know yet?
I don't know. Steve, was it Steve Brute?
Okay.
It might be his because he had a long one in there that had, I don't know, it looked disturbing. Like somebody gets something attached to their eyeball. It's like,
Okay, I know he had a 40-page comic in there.
Yeah, he had the longest story, so.
Which is becoming a thing that like each one will have a 40-page because.
Yeah. I mean,
Sideburns has the.
I never have time to do anything that long, but.
Sideburns has in the manga. I think it's Duckling Star, and that one's like. This is his story.
Yeah. His is kind of
It's like
After I
40.
saw that, and he's got the longest story in there, it makes more sense to have his character on the cover, just because with the length of it and it being the first story, it's kind of like the featured.
I would have put his somewhere in the middle, so you're like, oh, who's this character, and then you just stumble upon it.
No, yeah,
And but I like his style, the way he drew everything.
yeah. His
Like
had more of a
it actually
manga
had,
feel.
yeah, it actually has a manga feel.
Yeah,
The other ones not so much. There's like some that are like a mixture in there.
manga's such a broad thing, though.
Yeah,
You look at it, and
that's true.
there's some that are super like detailed, like art, and some that are like super violent, and some that are like kid friendly, and
Yeah, manga like has like there's a manga for everyone.
yeah,
Like there's some Full Metal Alchemist. So
yeah. See, it reads from left to right, though, or right to left, rather. I
yeah,
just
it's
have a
right there.
problem with that. I never.
Read.
It's like it just. Even if you reordered the pages, or some people said, "Oh, you can do it digitally," and then you're just reading one page at a time. But still, the panel flow is right to left.
It's right to left.
So, like, even with that, you still run into it.
Yeah, because I tried with when I did Citizen Critter, because I did this as a manga. So like, oh, I'm just gonna do the pages uh, right to left, but I didn't do the story right to left.
Yeah,
So it, this is the first page, but like you start from here and then go here. So
yeah,
so I just reordered it left to right and then just printed out copies. So it would just be in a manga style, but uh, yeah. So like yeah, it takes time.
yeah. You gotta rearrange everything. I think I'll do just regular comics for the foreseeable future. The manga is it's too much of a challenge for me.
Came out alright though. There's an illustration by Space Beat Cerulean.
Yeah, and then I think that's the cover on the interior,
Yeah.
like next to it. Yeah, that's the Shell Presto's original illustration.
Mm-hmm.
So
She also did this one.
oh, I never even noticed that one at the beginning. Yeah.
And Jake T. Vister did these.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He's credited as illustrations in the book.
Yeah.
So he had the Ted Tired story in there.
Yeah.
Like part one of a Ted Tired story, and then I guess he had those illustrations in there as well.
Yeah, so he's a author and illustrator.
Yeah.
Which story was a little odd.
Did Anna have anything in the horror? I know she was originally going to shoot for it, but
she was going to shoot for it, but that was around the time that she went on vacation, and like there's just like so much stuff over there.
everybody's going on vacation except for me. I need a vacation.
She decided, because I think they talked about at one point that the new anthology coming up is going to be fantasy, but I don't know. Like I don't know if they already voted or decided.
I'd have to look and see. I can't remember.
She had said
or not.
if they do that one, then the story she's working on works more better as a fantasy, and it'll give her a more opportunity to do more pages, not just the minimum of the
Sure.
4. But she already has a few pages done. But
Oh,
she wanted to
good.
be able to tell the story a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. Getting the flow of the story and fitting it all in there is like a big thing. Like I said before, it's like I felt like mine could have used a couple more pages.
Well, there was time. I think there was like it was extended for a month.
Yeah, I mean, I could have probably technically put in a longer story, but I was also starting up my new project because I like started doing my outline for that like as soon as I was finished.
Yeah, okay.
And I had to do a little bit of research, and then I wrote the script, and then I had a couple people read it, and then some suggestions, and I modified it a little bit, and now I'm illustrating it.
Okay.
So, but I'm taking my time. Oh, cat crossing.
No, it's a romance story.
Yeah.
What if these characters fall in love? What? Okay.
No, there's no romance in it. But it is called a romance, an Arthurian romance.
I think we talked about it last time.
Yeah, I think we did. My cat's moving my mouse with her tail. Knock it off, cat.
I kind of like this one.
Garden Party.
So-
Yeah, that one was well written. I like that one too.
Yes. I only had one flaw. I did not like the ending. That's the thing.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the-
the end was like
I don't want to spoil it.
I don't.
But
Yeah, it felt like I don't know. Like there should have been like 4 more
continuation.
books. Yeah, because there's a lot of story there on the last page.
Yeah.
But you'll have to pick up your own copy if you want to know what we're talking about.
Which when I made my video, I said like I will give this copy away to anyone who just names a character from any of the 9-vote anthologies, and if they're in the U.S., I'll mail it off to them, and I'll probably draw something in the back. No one has taken me up on the offer.
Well, what are you gonna do, Frank?
All right, whatever. Like,
It's like I'll take it, but only if Frank doesn't draw on it. No, maybe
I won't draw on it then, but I mean,
yeah, they picked up their own copy on Lulu.
because none of my friends are in here,
Well,
except maybe 2 or 3.
except for 2 or 3, but they're not your real friends. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know when I'll contribute to another anthology. You know, I'm tied up with my project, which will take me the rest of the year at least, and probably longer than that. And then I'll be promoting
Are you gonna
that.
go for 40 pages or
36 pages. 36 pages is what it's going to be.
okay?
And, you know, plus covers and interior and cover and exterior cover and so
ads and promos.
yeah, then I have to start the promotion and get people reading it out into their hands, get people to talk about it, promote it, and then if it gets positive feedback, then I'll start working on the second story. Okay. So
are you planning on crowdfunding or just do it straight?
You know what I would like to do? My current plan is, which who knows, it may change if it gets too expensive, is I would like to get it all printed out like a short run, like 100 copies, and then use them as promotional items. Where it's like you can get a free 36-page comic by signing up on my website, the-installation.com. Sign up for my mailing list, and then I will contact you, get your mailing address, and send you a copy if you live in the U.S. And like other certain people, who are outside the U.S., I might make a special shipping exception for them. But do that for like the first run of it and get it out there, and then I'll have ideally like 100 people or so on my mailing list, and then I'll have a foundation to start with. So if I want to come up with a second copy, I would do another story and probably just combine them both into a single volume, and then put that out as a crowdfunder, because then I would have a base of 100, an audience of 100 people I could start with.
Yeah.
So that's my plan, but we'll see what, shipping costs could go up terribly, or, maybe I'll get positive feedback and people be willing to purchase it. And it's like, well, if that's the case, I'll just give a few out, to friends and family, and then charge everybody else. But it's not a 36 pages. I don't think you can justify doing like a full size, Indiegogo campaign with, a $25 book and plus shipping or something like that. So, but I might.
Sure what's the minimum?
There's no real minimum. It's just kind of the rule of thumb, at least how I saw people talk about it online before, is for your first campaign, do a minimum of 48 pages, full color, graphic novel style, so perfect square bound, and sell it for
colorist.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing, is I'd really like to color this, but that gets expensive, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, because with the because what we're planning to do with the Captain Goggles and MASKUP mini comics, and I've talked about this before, just taking these I think it's like 3 stories, but there's going to be another one that I'm working on. Taking these, putting them in into like a little collection, a little volume, and just it's I'll probably rename it because we have a name that we're going to use for the graphic novel, so I'll probably rename it the Captain Goggles Masculine Collection, and the title of the actual graphic novel before, or something like that. And then just
the early years,
doing a small run, just kind of gauge thing that people wanted. Like a lot of people already have my mini comics, but I want to be able to just have them all in one in a bigger size, and even like maybe make a couple extra pages, so like throw in an extra little story or something in there in the back, or some character designs. So it's like, oh, okay, you can still get something, and just do a small run and see if I can sell some here locally or just online, put some on my Etsy store.
There you go.
And then, but after that, we want to do the graphic novel. We're gonna do it like as soon as I finish the mini comic that I'm working on. But that we're thinking crowdfunding.
Oh,
that's gonna be, we're thinking 100 pages for that.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's a solid volume then.
But yeah, I'm thinking like if I do the collected volume of the mini comics, there'll be an ad in the back like, you want to know more? The graphic novel is coming.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, So you'd be, if you sold them on your Etsy store, you'd be shipping them direct, wouldn't you? Can you do sell, like, have you ever done any international shipping, or has it all been in the U.S.?
It's all been in the U.S. Because I'm not sure how much it was going to be for the international. And what I wanted to find out, and that's what I did with Etsy first, um, if if you make if you decide what the shipping would be, or if it's automated, and that's what I figured out with Etsy. Like, oh, with Etsy it's automated. You
Oh,
just
okay.
kind of put the how much the book weighs, or whatever object, how much it's gonna weigh in
Hmm.
the package, and what type of mailing you plan on using. I think they can have an option, but like I just go with the cheapest one because I figured that's what most people would go for. But it does
Sure.
have to do international. But for so far, I just did American, and just because I'm not sure, like, I think for international, it's pretty expensive for
Yeah,
Asia.
yeah. See, and that's something I'm concerned about. That's why I figure if I do the my first limited run of 100 copies and ship them out, but only to the U.S., I'll get practice for doing that. For shipping that many items and
Hmm.
boxing them and fulfillment, I guess they call it, that in. So it gives me a little trial run of that. And then for international, like I'm thinking of putting a copy out on Lulu, just because Lulu does has printing. They can print. Where is it? Like
Yeah,
Canada,
yeah, yeah. They have
UK, and
facilities like all
Australia.
over.
Right. And so it's like, okay, if you're an international buyer and you just want like a reader copy, not a fancy copy, but just, Lulu quality book, then buy it here, and that way you won't get stuck with the shipping.
Yeah.
Because I hear stories of people. It's like, yeah, I bought a $25 graphic novel on Indiegogo, and then to get it shipped, it was like $35. It's like, oh, that's
We're
just
talking last time with the
$60
UK
for a comic.
The UK people that are doing their comics, and it's like, oh, it's not bad. It's like $20-$30 for the book. Cool. Shipping is like 30 some. Like it
Yeah,
comes out to depends on it depends on what it is, but like $40-$50 per book. And like, oh, okay.
yeah. It just gets a little crazy with
And
the
that's to get
international
shipped
shipping.
here. Like, oh man. And I want to get Russ Leach's two books. He just has the second one. I think it's on Indiegogo already, and you can get the first book also. It's like, oh, but it's
Yeah,
gonna be expensive. Like, and it always happens to me. I don't know. I think you said last time that my bank
yeah.
will will flag it.
I got to
And
try it
it'll
again because I remember when I bought Lucia Storm's book, like it did the same thing, and then I waited a few weeks and then did it again, and it finally went through. So I'm gonna try that on Russ's book and see if it'll go through this time. But yeah, that's another problem you can run into with the international shopping.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm gonna spend a minimum budget, like, well, one book on internationals. it's
yeah,
like three books.
yeah. I mean, that's why I think Lulu might be a way to go for if people want that, like a cheaper way. I don't know. I
Yeah,
might look into Amazon at some point too, but
the KDP.
yeah, and see how that works for international
I,
shipping and stuff too. That might be another option.
Yeah, what I hear with Amazon on KDP, they're very particular of how they want their pages and their bleeds.
Oh,
So you gotta like, work it out, and they won't tell you if you mess up something. They won't tell you where you messed it up. So it's just
oh,
like if it's just one page off by 1 centimeter, and it's like oh rejects. You don't know which one. They won't tell you where or what. So so you gotta do the book all over again, like the packet.
oh, geez.
Uh,
Yeah, that just sounds like
but
a nightmare.
Circworks has done it enough times that he's talked about it before. Holly Brown also talked about it on her channel once because I was looking up how to format your books for print on demand, and
Oh,
that video came up, and it's for KDP. So what she does when she wants to bleed, she
hmm,
has to put a black border
oh,
uh, for Amazon. So and even if like it's gonna be like an open panel, like she has to do like a little border, or she'll turn it black. So
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of paranoid about that, and that's why I always leave gutters on all my pages. I think I've only done one page in the manga actually that bled to the edge. Otherwise, I will trim it all just because I'm so paranoid. And another thing, I don't know if it's the manga size because I noticed some of the word balloons were kind of getting lost in the gutter in this volume. But then, like, I backed another comic book that was manga size called Disintegration Street, and they had the same problem. So I don't know if it's just the manga size and the thickness of the book makes it so
maybe.
you need a thicker margin or what exactly.
Yeah, I think also it depends on how many pages you got.
Yeah, yeah, that's the
Because I think
problem with
that
the.
I think that was something that Holly Brown was mentioning, that if you do a thicker book, more of the pages get kind of sucked in. So, but if you wanted a certain amount, it's like yeah, it'll be fine if it's like not that many. But I'm not sure what the minimum is.
Yeah, that's something I'm kind of paranoid about. Like, I think I'm going to print through Mixum
Okay.
is who I'm going to print my book through, just because they seem to have the best rates of the ones that I've worked out a quote with. But
Okay.
I don't know if you can get like a what do they call it
Oh, the proof.
proof copy from them because that's something I really want to
I think
do
you. I
before
think you can, but you pay for it. You pay for it.
I'd be fine with paying for it. I mean, better to.
I think most you can, but you just pay for it. The ones that don't, I guess they kind of do a Lulu, but since it's all print on demand,
Yeah,
because technically what these are the proofs, because Peter never he leaves them at the base the minimum price.
right,
So all the money. So when you buy this, like Peter doesn't get a, a, a percentage. It just goes straight to. So you're just like buying it straight from Lulu.
right.
So technically these are proofs, and then if he says an error, he'll change it, and then he'll put it back up there. So
Yeah, I guess if you keep them as proofs technically, then you can make revisions and stuff if you do find a problem. The whole printing thing is kind of intimidating. I mean, they have people like you can hire people this do pre-press, and it's like all they do is get your pages ready for the publisher, or the printing
okay.
company, and
Oh,
format everything and stuff like that. Just because I could see like if you had like a big expensive project and you wanted it to be perfect, it might be worth it. Or,
yeah.
you print it yourself, which is something that's kind of tempting. You know, like I know you print stuff out on your printer, but just to go get a printer and start printing out copies of the books yourselves, you know, especially if you're just doing a short run and you're, you know, shipping direct, it saves you a lot of money.
Yeah, there's local printers, so I could look for one locally. I was thinking about doing something, uh, a print on demand place like Comics Wellspring. I was thinking about Mixum, but like I might do a Comics Wellspring. But what I wanted to know on how do you prepare the pages? That's why I was looking up. How do you format the pages? So do you do it like if they're open books, and then just the like how I would do it to print on an ash can? So it will be this will be page one,
Right.
and this is page two, but it would be on one other section of the pages when I fold them, just so they can line up.
I don't know. That's something I haven't dealt with, and it's
But comics Wellspring, from what I heard, is that you just do the individual pages and label them. You do them each as PDFs,
Comics Wellspring. I don't know if I've looked at them or not. It sounds familiar.
and you label your double page spread. So those you can do two files.
Oh, it's comics with an X.
Yes, that's what Keith Harper went with for.
Oh, okay. Well, I liked his book. Comics Wellspring. They're in Plymouth, Michigan?
I guess so.
No. Let's see where Plymouth, Michigan is located. Because I have relatives near the Michigan border.
So you're gonna go ask him.
Yeah, I could drive up there. Oh, it looks like they're all the way up near Detroit. That's too far. Never mind. Comics Wellspring. Make your own comic book. Maybe I should look at them. I don't know.
And I might also check out because since I got this from Morris Publishing.
Oh, yeah. You were showing me that.
And I ordered another one for the graphic novels, how it will look as a graphic novel. So hopefully they'll send that, and so I can see. Like, okay, maybe.
No, you can get a quote from them. Well, maybe you can. All right, standard 80-pound full cover, no. Standard interior paper. Okay, I'm going through this here. No ad, full color, 36 page plus 4 cover pages. Yep, artwork, hard copy proof, standard shipping, quantity. You do like 110. Let's see how much this costs. We'll do a little live comparison here. Okay, so $363. That's pretty good
For how many books?
for 110.
Okay. That's color.
Yeah, that's color. $3.30 a piece. That might be cheaper than Mixum. Now let me go over here to Mixum and see what they're offering here. Okay, so comic books. Try and get it as close as possible. Comic books, 110, standard size, color, portrait, satin, 80-pound cover, 36 sides, 4 cover pages, staples. The paper's a little thicker on this, so I guess you got to give them credit for that. Yeah, so Mixum would be more expensive. It'd be like $441
Okay. Oh.
plus shipping, and I think that $363 was including the shipping. So
Gibran Redinger, he went with Mixum for Doom Barbarian, but
Mm-hmm.
he did a video not that long ago. He held off for a while, but he had a bad experience with Mixum towards the end. They changed his order, the paper order,
Oh, they changed
but
the
but
type of paper.
yeah, but they didn't tell him. They didn't give him the option. And then
Oh,
when he noticed it, uh, he contacted them and they said like, well, you didn't tell us you didn't want it or something like that. I was like, that's not what I
oh.
ordered.
Well, I've heard one of the things about Mixum and why they're generally cheaper is they're not actually a printing company, as they contract all their printing out. So you can get a variety of results, depending on who they've contracted with. So that might be the issue. But yeah, Comics Wellspring. This is intriguing to me just because of their price.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, and just the way they explained their process. Uh, and when I try to go other places, it's kind of like I won't know until I log in. But okay. But I like Comics Wellspring looked interesting. I might also check out or do a comparison with Morris Publishing.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do one, we can find out.
Morris Publishing. All right, let's look at Morris Publishing too. All right, hang on. Morris Publishing?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Give him a promo.
Give him a promo.
Shut up. Morris Publishing.
Self-publish your book. 5-star rated. Benefits of self-publishing. All right, comic books. Okay. Get a free quote. Okay, comics. Traditional size. Saddle stitch, 36 pages. Cover paper, 80 pound. Gloss. Black and white, 60 pound. Oh, no, full color, 60 pound. Let's change that to like 110. No ad. Normal shipping. Hard copy proof. Yeah, this isn't bad either. It's basically, so comparing on the three here, it's looks like Comics Wellspring is the cheapest.
Okay.
Morris Publishing is like second cheapest. They're like $368.50 plus $15 for the proof plus $38.50 for shipping. So $422 versus the $363 from Comics Wellspring versus the $441.50 from Mixum. So Comics Wellspring is notably cheaper.
Oh.
That's interesting. And you can get a proof from them too. So maybe I'll go with them because, especially for my first, if I'm going to give them away,
Yeah.
just make them inexpensive as possible. They're kind of a promotional item anyhow. So I really would like to do color just because a lot of people, if it's black and white, it's like a turnoff for them. And it's like, oh, I'm not even going to pay attention to this. So I think color would really jump out at people more.
Yeah. But I think more people are getting more and more into black and white.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the audience you're going for.
Yeah.
If you're going for like dedicated comic book readers, I don't think black and white would be a problem, especially if you've got good art in there and you're upfront that it is a black and white book, and black and white suits the art style.
Yeah.
But for mainstream, like I would like to do like a more broad audience for my comic. Like I don't know if they have them around there, but they used to have, back when I was younger, they used to have, was that another?
This is Gary Hodges, the Dinosaurs versus Mars Bots,
Oh,
and
that's right.
it's black and white.
Yeah. Yeah, that works fine for that. But getting some distribution through like Christian bookstores or something is something I would look at for my book as well. But I don't know.
Okay.
Back when I was younger, there used to be like lots of independent Christian bookstores everywhere. But I think Amazon and the internet kind of destroyed them. And the fact that, I mean, Christian bookstores sold a lot of music. They were like half bookstore, half music.
Yeah.
And like Napster destroyed the music. So
Yeah, there was one here, and it was called the Christian Bookstore, and that went away.
yeah, there used to be several around my area too. And yeah, if you're making half your money off people going in and buying CDs, and then then everybody starts doing everything on iTunes and streaming, and now everybody just plays it on YouTube. It's like you can't really sell them CDs a lot of the times anymore.
Yeah, and you will get shirts now. People can just make their own shirts, put them on Teespring or TeePublic.
Yeah. Yeah, and books, you can buy them on Amazon. I mean, the internet. So why we have to destroy the internet, Frank? You and me. We're gonna take it all down. Yeah, with some hacking. That's the plan.
Yeah, got the Captain Goggles and MASKUP.
All right. So, heck, you probably haven't been working on much since you were on vacation all last week, have you?
No, I did some drawing. I did a Baby Yoda sketch on a little index card, and I gave it to where I was staying, the aunt of my kids.
Oh.
They're big into Star Wars, so I drew a little Baby Yoda and gave it to them. Which
that's cool.
Posted pictures on Instagram and Facebook.
So check out Frank's Baby Yoda. Grogu.
Yeah. Grogu, yeah, that's his name.
Grogu.
And it was my first time drawing Baby Yoda, so
He's a popular character, which makes me surprised that they like just kind of ended the story like that. You think with a popular character like that, they'd have like Baby Yoda adventures or something coming out.
Yeah, maybe they might do Baby Yoda teen years.
The teen years? Well, then he's not cute. He's not a baby anymore.
Star Wars Academy, the teen years. Like when they made when Groot a teenager, he wasn't the same.
No, Baby Groot was better. I mean, in the first movie he was just the giant Groot, but then he started regrowing. But yeah, Baby Groot seemed to be the best.
The Groot in the flower pot.
Yeah. Oh, my cat's sitting in front of my monitor now, so I can't see your face anymore, Frank.
Oh, okay. I'll describe it.
All right.
It's beautiful, flawless. I've got my Choose a Change shirt.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to the top because it's too crowded at the bottom.
It's too crowded at the bottom? Is that what it says?
Yeah. Choose a Change.
It is crowded at the bottom.
All right, we're
at about an hour now, aren't we? Didn't we start around 5:20? We started late because Frank's on vacation time.
I was waiting on stuff. Yeah, started a little late. Um, earlier on our usual times. That's why there's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
We're still
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
right. I mean, I guess
figure
people
it
are still
out.
getting used to like the new time, your new earlier accommodating time. I say you take it back to late night.
We're gonna be working on that. We might change the day. I just need to talk to Anna, see what days work better for her, and
Oh,
then we might do a regular time, but just a different day. So
yeah, I can see that.
we'll see. Uh, but yeah, we're still trying to figure it out. This was our 50th episode, but we didn't have anything planned because we weren't sure we were gonna stream or not, since I wasn't sure if I was gonna be here in time.
Oh, well,
Uh,
maybe
so
that's
so
why
so so we didn't really like plan anything special, but
Anna could be up in the mountains somewhere away from the internet because she didn't think you were going to make it back from your vacation.
maybe, yeah. So I don't blame her. I blame me.
Yeah, it's being up in the mountains sounds funner than sitting in front of a computer. All
All right.
right. Oh, hey,
So
where can we find you, Frank?
well, you can find me on. Let me get my link tree right there. Salazar Art Nation on Linktree. There's a link in the description below. And if
Linkter.ee.
you just go there, you can find all my stuff. Salazar Art Nation on YouTube, Salazar Art Nation on Instagram. And if you go to my Etsy store, I have, and I have them here too. I did. Oh well. I have mini comics somewhere.
And soon you'll
I
have a
have,
digest, a
yeah.
zine of them, a giant zine.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Well, not a giant zine,
All right,
a regular
so
size zine.
let me get them. All right, so you can get the first two mini issues, Captain Goggles and Masked Woman. I am working on the third one, and these come with cards. Each cards are hand colored.
Yeah, they're like
So,
special.
uh,
I
and
remember when Frank said that he only colored cards for me, then now he colors them for everybody because I'm not special.
and I have the standalone story. It's before Masked Woman meets up with Captain Goggles. She had a little adventure, so you can find it here. So there's also an artist edition. It's made to look like a journal, and it has some blank pages on the back, and it does have a card I printed out. So,
Uh-huh.
so you can get all of these. You can get the set for $5 on my Etsy. It says there's only one copy left. That's not true. All these are left, so I don't know why Etsy is clickbaiting people, but because that might be like why people aren't buying anymore. You're like, oh, there's only one left, but I don't have any money right now. Like, well, I probably won't get it.
Yeah.
like,
Frank will reduce some more if need be.
yeah, I'll make a few. I might make a couple more if there's more in demand. And there's gonna be making a zine character bios, so it's gonna be bios so like that. So check that out. That's where you can find me and find all my stuff. What about you, Dell?
Oh, where you can find me? Find me at the-installation.com. That's my website. And you can sign up for my mailing list so you can be the first in line to get my comic book when it comes out eventually.
I don't have your site here, but it's in the description below.
Is it? Okay. The-installation.com. And there's a link to like my Imager account, which has like drawings that I've done. Plus, there's a gallery out there and links to purchase all the anthologies from 9-Volt that I've participated in, and some free comics and some free short stories. So Check it out, people.
All right. Thanks for everyone who was watching and everyone who will be watching this later. Thanks for checking this out. We will see you next time. Uh, Maybe same Turaco time, same Turaco channel.
Yeah.